I'm Dr. Bob Cassidy from the South Bend Clinic, here for Ask the Doctor. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about strokes and what are called TIAs. And I think thankfully in our culture there's more and more education happening about strokes, and this is a great thing because if we're going to give a person the best care if they've had a stroke, it has to be done very quickly. And it's encouraging to see, if you go to like a South Bend Cubs game, there may be an advertisement that says, how do we respond or think someone, might have a stroke. We look for a facial droop or difficulty speaking or raising an arm or an issue if they're trying to protrude their tongue. Or you may see something like that as you're watching television or an advertisement in a magazine that you're reading. And these are good things to educate the public about signs of a stroke and what to do if we're concerned that a loved one is having a stroke. And it's always important if we're concerned for a stroke to call 911 or get someone to a medical facility as quickly as we can because the treatments are most effective if we can do them right away. One thing that I do think we encounter often as providers is sometimes people come to us and they say, last weekend I was at home and I had these symptoms and I couldn't speak or I had some trouble, walking, but it went away really quickly. So I thought, maybe everything was fine. And sometimes what can be happening there is called a TIA, and that stands for a transient ischemic attack. It's a similar process as a stroke, but for whatever reason, the problem goes away very quickly. And so sometimes people think maybe this isn't as big of a deal because the symptoms only lasted a few minutes or maybe an hour. Anytime we think there are symptoms of a stroke, it's always good to seek medical attention right away as an emergency. Even if you do have a TIA and the symptoms go away and they don't go into a full-fledged stroke, you still can be at high risk for a stroke after the TIA. So it's important to see the doctor very quickly, get evaluated to see if there's a problem, and then do our best to intervene so it doesn't move to a stroke in the future.